What's going on, good people? You know how we get down. You either get right or you get left. We're not going to do too much crazy stuff today. This is just a little pop-up just to talk about the players today that we just drafted. But we're going to also have another draft show and talk about the evals. But today, we just want to talk about the draft grades. So sit back, relax. We got you covered. Let's go.
Okay, y'all, this is it.
What's going on? What's going on, man? You know how we get down. You either get right or you get left. This is pretty much just a wrap-up show. We're not going to do too much today. Just a quick little pop-up just to discuss the direction that the Falcons have gone in this draft. Man, all I can say is, who taught Terry Fontenot how to draft? That's all I'm going to say. And he did it with limited picks, and he was aggressive. Man, all you can do is just sit back and just tip your cap and say, congrats, Terry. You did the damn thing, man. This was a solid draft. I'm going to give it an A right now. I want to see how it goes because once we get through training camp, we get to the season, then I can say whether I want to give it an A+. But on paper, right now, Terry, you got an A right now, my guy. I'm going to save the plus or whatnot because I got to see what you're going to do with the undrafted free agents right now. So, again, Terry, you did the damn thing. Arthur Blank, thank you for letting this man work. And, man, that's all I can say is now, Raheem, you have pieces. You have no excuses now. This man got you two good pass rushers on top of what you've already had. Brought in Leonard Floyd as a veteran. You have a ton of things that you brought here. The biggest disappointment for me personally, the only thing I got wrong with the draft, the Baltimore Ravens took my boy Carson Vincent. Damn it, I needed an HBCU player. And he literally went in the 4th, 5th round around that time, exactly where I projected him. But I'm okay with it because guess what? We got an offensive lineman that we're going to get into that didn't give up a sack after 393 snaps. That is impressive, especially in a conference where it's run heavy, but now you're starting to see them throw the ball around the yard. And let's be honest, he started as a left tackle, but he's also played right tackle. So what's going to happen? They projected him to be a right tackle. Jack Nelson is a monster. And if you don't know much about him, his dad used to play in the NFL back in the day for the Cardinals. His dad was solid as well as a lineman. But this kid here, he's definitely going to be solid. So Billy Bowman, wow. You pull off the two safeties in this draft that led the whole nation in interceptions from 2022 until now. When you look at Xavier Watts, he had 13 interceptions. Then right behind him is Billy Bowman. Bowman had 11. That is the most interceptions within the last 3 years. That is a lot. So when you look at that, those two were steals. You can't be mad at that. And here's the other thing. When you look at what he can do, he also plays in the slot. So for us, I'm just going to be honest with you. The best pass rusher out of this is going to be James Pierce Jr. I'm just saying because he had the most pressure. Not saying Jalen Walker is not going to adapt. I'm happy we got a bulldog who can actually do multiple things. Pierce can do multiple things, but Pierce's main thing is go get that quarterback or go stop the run. Jalen Walker does it all. He can play in pass coverage. He can also blitz if you need him to. He can go stop the run. And the best part about it is he's not soft. He is not soft. You have two bookends at defensive end right now. Zach Harrison, Arnold Ebiketie. All I'm going to say is if you don't get it together, these young guys are going to be a problem. I'm going to drop the link in the chat for the folks that want to tap in or whatnot. You know, we can talk about this draft. This is just a wrap-up show. Some of my guys right now, they'll be coming through as well. But I posted the link for you guys, so you can pop in when you want to, talk about what you like, what you disliked about it. And I'm going to be honest, I don't think you should dislike anything about this draft. That's just me. If you do, you got a serious, serious problem. Matter of fact, I'm going to get comfortable. I don't care. I'm on screen right now, and it's okay. I got to get comfortable. You know, I talk about HBCUs. I rock different schools. The only one that you won't ever see me rock is Grambling or whatnot. I'm going to tell you right now, it's a reason I'm wearing this North Carolina Central shirt. There's a kid out of North Carolina Central that is in the draft that's coming up this year. We can get him as an undrafted free agent. He's 6'4", runs a 4.4, great hands, and definitely is a hell of a blocker. So when you sit back and you look at it, it's just one of these things where you can get him as an undrafted free agent. His name is Joaquin Davis. If you actually know him, if you don't know much about him, you might want to check him out. He's definitely one of the most dangerous players at that wide receiver position that we can actually get. Now, Nick, you know, when you look at the wide receivers in this draft, you look at the running backs, this was a defensive heavy draft. So this was not a bad draft. This was one of the best drafts defensively and also in the trenches as well. When you really sit back and you pay attention to the direction that this team is going into, this team is really going into a direction of physicality, aggressiveness, and guys that love to play football. If you really pay attention to all these draft picks that we got, they say the right things, but when you turn on the film, the eye in the sky doesn't lie. Unfortunately, I was a recipient of a loss from Notre Dame this year, but Xavier Watts had a hell of a game against us. And then when you look at his career, he's been a problem the whole time he was there. The one thing you can say about Notre Dame is this: they're going to have football players at that school. So when you look at the development that they've had, this is amazing. I can't even be mad at taking that guy because he was listed as one of the top safeties in the country, one of the top safeties in the country to come here. I mean, not here, but to go into the draft. I'm saying here because he's already here. So when I really pay attention to it, I see that Terry didn't give a damn. He threw all his chips in the board. He threw all his chips on the board today and all this week. So when you pay attention to it, this draft has been amazing. Not great. It's been amazing because this is the first time that we've seen actual Falcon fans all getting along. You might have some people that are a little upset about the Mike Green situation, but let's be real. Mike Green's going to Baltimore. They are built, that culture and that franchise is built and equipped to take on some of the outside noise that comes with some of the players. We're not built like that yet. We will be one day. But when you look at it, Baltimore dealt with that situation with Ray Lewis with the murder. You look at a lot of the things that have gone on in that franchise. They've always had something, but they've always been able to, the management and the front office has been always able to keep things steady. So Mike Green's going to be a hell of a pickup for them. He fits what they do. He fits their culture. Now, when you look at Carson Vincent, he was a guy that I wanted, and he would have been playing in that tackle spot that we have our new cornbread fed lineman and Mr. Jack Nelson. Jack Nelson played literally in pass blocking snaps in 2024. 393 snaps in the passing game. That's a lot. And he only gave up one sack. Just one sack. So when you look at what we've done, you're going to have a guy that's going to come in here that is going to understand not only passing schemes, which he was great in. He's going to understand the running game because, again, you're talking about a Wisconsin lineman. This was something that we talked about. We said anything that comes out of Wisconsin or Iowa or Nebraska, there's no questioning offensive linemen out of those three schools. Hell, Notre Dame's another school. Those are four schools. Now, you have your SEC blue bloods, but I'm saying outside of your SEC and outside of your traditions that we talk about, those schools put linemen, they've been putting out linemen as long as those schools have been around. Tough, hard-nosed, physical. That is what we need. And also they're nasty. We need something like that. This kid brings this. So I look at it as they're going to be protecting Penix's blind side, and they're going to let McGarry play out that contract, but I believe that that's McGarry's replacement. They're going to be getting him at right tackle. We also got to look in free agency to see if we can find us a left tackle right now. Not saying that Matthews is done, but you got to start looking towards the future. You must start looking towards the future. As much as I hate to say it, outside of us, I think the Philadelphia Eagles had the best draft. They set and here's my thing. I want us to be set up like not exactly like them, but when I say this, just hear me out. I would like for our team to be set up just how they are set up. Where we got our starters, we can draft top-notch players to fill in our roster. Guys that are supposed to be top draft picks. Well, hey, come on in. We got this here. Come on in. We got vets. They're going to teach you. So you have the cupboard loaded, and then when it's time to move on, you got somebody stepping in, and that's going to step up. I believe that this is what Raheem is going to do with this team. And I really feel as if they have to establish this year with winning. They have to establish winning this year. You have pieces. You have opportunities to not only win the division, but also to get in the playoffs. Now, I think the joke of the draft was the New Orleans Saints taking Tyler Slaw, or whatever the kid's name is. You took him over Shedeur Sanders. That tells me all I need to know about your team. Now, you did take a good offensive lineman in Kelvin Banks. I'll say that. But for you to take that quarterback, folks, I want y'all to realize why I'm bringing this up. Xavier Watts owned him while he was at Louisville. Look at the tape. Own that kid. Picked him off, knocked passes down. We have a monster at that safety spot. And the funny part about it is Jalen Walker literally gave Kelvin Banks all the hell he wanted all this year. Both times he faced him. SEC championship game and in Austin, Texas. He's got to see Jalen Walker 2 more times. And then you also got James Pierce on top of that. All I'm saying is I'm loving this because at this point, all it's going to do is put us in a better position, period. This is what we're going to build on. Now, what we do with Kirk Cousins, I'm trying to figure out because Aaron Rodgers right now is headed to Pittsburgh. I think we need to sit back, wait like Terry's been doing. I know they're saying that he's the backup, but let's be real. He's not going to be a backup. We're going to try to get rid of this dude. If Aaron Rodgers does not agree with Pittsburgh, we need to go ahead, shake those dice up. How did my man say on Harlem Nights? Come on, 6 with your funky ass. What you got for me? We need to be just like the toothless guy on Harlem Nights shaking those dice saying, come on with it. I'm hoping Aaron Rodgers spurns them. They passed on Shedeur. So guess what? They would be desperate for a quarterback in Pittsburgh. They would be desperate for that. If Aaron Rodgers spurns them, we literally can see if we can trade off Kirk. Maybe might be able to get either a good draft pick that we lost for this year and get that back into our chambers, or possibly take the headache off of their hands and George Pickens. I'm just saying, with the way that Terry, I'm sitting here leaning down. With the way that Terry has set this thing up, there's many ways that we can go right now in the offseason. I don't believe that Kirk should be here. Pittsburgh, okay. Appreciate that Atlanta Dog 88. Pittsburgh just drafted Pittsburgh just drafted Will Howard. So they have a quarterback. I get it. But Will Howard is not going to start over that gentleman there. I'm having some issues with StreamYard. StreamYard. Give me a sec, folks. Because you know I hate my face not being on this screen. Give me 1 sec. And I'm back. Had to reset that or whatnot. StreamYard is doing what it does normally. But when we sit back and look at it, I really feel as if the draft did not hurt us as bad as what most people are saying. And I believe that we're in a position to where we can make some damn good noise. We can make some noise. This time, we got to see what Tampa's going to do, because now that we have our other corner, we have to see what Tampa is going to do. I believe Tampa is really going to use Emeka Egbuka in so many different ways. But I think with the addition of Xavier Watts and Bowman's going to play that nickel spot. I hate to break it to you for my Alabama Falcon fans out there. I'm a dog, but you know, for y'all Bama fans that love DeMarco Hellams, I love him too. But he's going to be more so getting rotation. I can tell you right now, Bowman is a guy that can play corner and he can play safety because he did it at Oklahoma. So again, you might see Bowman starting at that slot position. Bowman might be the slot corner. Clark Phillips III might get some, he's going to get some burn, but I believe this young kid is going to probably end up getting it because he's got the size and he's going to be in a situation. So this is just me. What's going on, Beasley? We ended up taking Jack Nelson, a offensive lineman out of Wisconsin. He's a little bit over 6'3". He's a 300-pounder that can move, and he's pretty much going to be a right tackle. He's a guy that you can develop. I'm sorry, he's 6'7". Excuse me, not 6'3". God forgive me for cursing like that. He is 6'7", 315 pounds. So you got a guy that's out here or whatnot. So all I can tell you is Bowman is actually getting back to it. Bowman is going to be your nickel. Bowman is going to be your nickel. Excuse me. Now, here's the other thing. If Mike Hughes does not play well at that corner, we gave him some money. We got him out there. If anything happens to him, Bowman can actually play cornerback. This is something that no one wants to talk about. You got to go look at his tape, look at his cover skills, and he also can come downhill and tackle. He's the physical one, and he's smart, and he's a ball hog, and he can catch. So he can play corner or safety, which gives Jeff Ulbrich the luxury to run many different things. So all I can say is another guy that I would like to look at if he does not get drafted. If he doesn't get drafted, it's got to be Kobe Bryant. If Kobe Bryant is still on that board and we don't draft, he doesn't get drafted, I need Terry to go ahead and make that move. Another guy is my man Kendall Bowler out of FAMU. I'm just looking at it like this here. You got a chance to get starting corners in undrafted free agency now because everybody didn't get drafted. A lot of the top players did not get drafted. This is how deep this draft is when you sit back and you think about it. And all you can do is just laugh because when you look at the board, you look at the projections, it's crazy. That's all I can say. It's crazy. All I can say is, wow. At this point, I'm going to go ahead and bring up the screen, and I'm going to let you guys see the best available players so we can see. So while I'm bringing this up, I think there's a lot of issues that we have. But here's the thing. We've addressed the defense. We have to make it mesh. Offensively, we've got to put it together. Zach Robinson has a year up under his belt. So now, with Zach Robinson having that year up under his belt, it makes it a lot easier now that he has a competent defensive coordinator on this staff that actually can make some stuff happen. Think about this, folks. You got Jerry Gray. What's going on to my guy Nate out there? He's over on X or whatnot. Shout out to my man Nate. He's a Bama fan. We still got some of your Bama boys on this team. I got high hopes for DeMarco Hellum still, even though we took Billy Bowman. I still think he's going to be a very good player for us. I don't want to lose him because he definitely is a beast. Nick Nash is still on the board. That's right, and ATL dog. Nick Nash is still on the board. He finished number 2 in the Biletnikoff Award to Travis Hunter. Excuse me. He actually had better numbers than Travis Hunter. No one talks about it, but he actually did. So when you sit back and you look at it, it's amazing. So I'm actually going to go to the wide receiver spot in the corner. We're actually going to bring up the corners and wide receivers real quick. So, excuse me. Allergies are kicking my butt. So y'all take your medicine if you got it. That's all I'm going to say. So we really are in a good spot. So I'm pulling up right now the cornerbacks right now for the ESPN draft. So I can pull this up for you guys. So at the cornerback spot, you still got Tommy Hill. So here's the thing. Kobe Bryant has not been picked. Kobe is still on the board. This is one of the top corners in the country. 6 feet tall, 180 pounds. He lost 5 pounds. He was 185 during the season. He picked off 13 passes and had 35 pass deflections in his 4 years at Kansas. He's got long arms, and he also is physical. He's good in zone coverage, but you really are not going to outrun him or whatnot. He's quick to fight off blocks and get off blocks, and he definitely could be someone that could be an ace on this defense. I say bring him in because Mike Hughes, I feel as if we can go ahead and bounce. Zeke Biggers is the guy that I spoke on, and I think he would be a good gamer for us. And Cooper Mays is still out there too. I think Cooper Mays is still out there. I think I'm gonna pull that up. But when you look at a lot of the guys that are on the board right now, everybody's not going to be taken in this draft. So we have to do our due diligence, sit and be patient because there are many things that you can do. Seth McLaughlin, who was really one of the top centers in the country, who was developed by Alabama. Let me make sure I put that out there first. He went to Ohio State, got a championship this year, and left. So that's an Alabama product. Even though he won a ring at Ohio State, he's still a Bama product because they developed him. Ohio State reaped the benefits off of it. He's a guy that you can take. Cooper Mays isn't on the board. So you got Seth McLaughlin, and then you got Jake Majors and Eli Cox. Those are 3 good players right now when you look at that position. So now I'm going to go to the wide receiver position for you guys. No, I don't want Isaiah Bond. I'm letting you know that now. His hands are as suspect as OJ was in 94. So what's going on, Uncle Louis? Shout out to Uncle Louis Algier, Tyler Algier's uncle. He's definitely in the building. We actually saw him this week in the draft show, and we definitely want to keep him there. So what's going on? So we got, okay, Mafi, as a Falcons fan, this defense is going to look different. A.K. Dorless, Ruka Roro, Matta, Harrison, Leonard Floyd. Yeah, this is going to be a nasty defense. Very nasty defense or whatnot. You still got a couple of D tackles on the board. I'm gonna get to the D tackles in a minute, but we're gonna talk about the wide receivers because that's something that has concerned a few people. And if we bring in something, here you go. You got Brew McCoy from Tennessee or whatnot, Xavier Respuso, Daquan Felton, Nick Nash. You got Sammy Brown Jr. Ja'Cory Brooks was already taken. So you got Kobe Hudson, you got Rock Taylor. Theo Weiss is a guy that I like out of Missouri. Theo Weiss is definitely a guy that you can look at when you talk about 6'3", 200 pounds, a guy that is slick as a route runner, good hands, doesn't mind blocking, and definitely can get open. So when you see it, he's one of those guys that'll sneak up on you. He would be a guy that can make this team and really would be out there. No, Juice Wells is not out there anymore. He got taken. You got Andrew Armstrong out of Arkansas. Definitely a good player, but consistently has too many drops or whatnot. That's the thing that hurt him. But Theo Weiss is a guy that I would go after him or Respuso out of Miami or Nick Nash. I think that these guys are good, and I think that they could actually help us out. Excuse me. So when you look at it, we have a lot of options and ways that we can go at this point. With all the options that we have and ways that we can go in this draft, wide receiver is not the worst position to get as an undrafted free agency right now. It's not. But the thing that I like to do, I'd like to add another defensive tackle. I think Zeke Biggers is a sneaky good defensive tackle at this point. And looking at how this draft board went, there's many people. You also have Junior Tafuna, 6'4", 308 pounds. He can play a 0 technique. He can play a 3 technique. You still have Nazir Stackhouse, University of Georgia defensive tackle. Very solid, durable, and definitely could do a few things. Like I said, Zeke Biggers is there. Howard Cross III is there. And then you still have a couple of guys you can look at. South Carolina, DeAndre Jules. He was very solid and really one of the ones that was quiet when they were talking about these South Carolina defensive linemen. He was the one that was quiet. Everybody else, Kennard and those boys, got the credit. He was the one that was the cleanup man. You always got to have a cleanup man that doesn't get it. I'm a little disappointed we didn't get J.J. Pegues. We had a chance to do so, but we chose to go safety, and I'm not mad at that because we definitely need it. Dan Jackson to the Lions. Congrats, Dirty Dan. Another dog is drafted. But that right there is going to be dangerous for him on that team. But I think we nailed it. I think we really nailed this draft from top to bottom. We got everything we needed. We've established a few things. And even though we've established a few things, I still think there are things that we can do to put ourselves in a position to continue to matriculate and grow. We're going in the right direction. So Terry gave Raheem pieces. Terry gave Raheem pieces. Now it's up to Raheem to develop these guys and get these guys going in the right direction and take this division. Right now, it starts now. How do you get these young guys to buy into what you're doing? How do you get these young guys to be motivated? They're here now. You got them. You drafted them. All the hugs and the kumbaya is gone. How do you get these guys to get ready for the season? What are you going to do to put these guys in position to be impact players during their first year? I don't expect much from the rookies. I don't. I temper my expectations because they have to learn the speed of the game, and they also have to learn that playbook. That is something that no one is talking about. We've got to learn that playbook. And when you look at it, we got smart players. All these guys are smart players. If you go back and look, they're smart on the IQ board. They catch on fast, and they are definitely players that they change everything. They change the dynamics of what we're going to do. I'm happy with the results of this draft so far. All I can say is I'm glad. It's one of these things where all you can do is just sit back and appreciate the moment. When have Atlanta Falcons fans ever gotten along with a draft? And I know there's some people that's still disappointed about Mike Green, but when you see 85% of the fan base excited about the draft and these draft picks, when have you ever seen this in Atlanta? Not many times. I really believe that this is going to be the start of not just bringing people together. I believe that this is going to be the start of you're going to see a change in attitude and you feel it. It's going to be a change in attitude and you feel it. However, I give Terry his credit. I'm one of the ones that's tough on him. And I'm going to stay that way. This one draft does not change the fact that you've gone through 3. Not going to be negative because this was a great start to turning everything around. Now that you're unhandcuffed, you're unhinged, you can make decisions a little bit better now. I want Terry Fontenot to be my general manager. He definitely understands how to maneuver money, and he definitely knows how to work the system when it comes to getting guys paid, and he knows when to strike when it's time to put that money down. That's the best part. But I will say this. Everybody's saying give him time. I think this draft, even though it was limited picks, it forced him to do an amazing job. Sometimes you get the best results out of desperation. Say what you want, but I don't care what nobody says. There was a little desperation in this draft. A little desperation. But it's okay because you got good players. You got good players, period. We saw Arthur Blank's son, who also answered the phone, and he's eventually going to take over. Hopefully, he allows Terry to continue to have this job and continue to make some things happen the way that he's been doing. So what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to drop the link in the chat. If you want to come in here and chop it up with me for a few minutes, because I told you this is not going to be a long show today. And this right here is just a little something. I want the fans to be able to tap in and just tell me what you thought. Tell me what you felt with this draft. What do you see with the Falcons? How do you see that these guys are going to change some stuff? How? I just need to know, because for me, I've given you my spiel. I'm at the point where I'm not mad. I'm happy. I just want to see what the development is going to be like, because they're here. They're here now. I just need to see what this development is going to be. I wanted Ty Robinson too, because that was one of the guys that I pointed out in the show. And you're right, I was pissed. Okay. Yeah, I was pissed just like you, Atlanta dog. Facts, Mike. Yeah, Terry's got full control right now, because again, if this draft would have been a bust, he would have been a scapegoat. He would have been a scapegoat, and that wouldn't have been good. Oh man, what's going on, Yosemite Blam? What's going on? Yes, it comes down to coaching and scheming and whatnot. You really have to do that. Again, StreamYard is being StreamYard right now. Normally, as I said before, I like to do the show where you guys are seeing my face and I'm talking to you guys. But man, and Desmond, yeah, I see you, Kool-Aid. What's going on? Shout out to my man Kool-Aid in the chat. Definitely check out ATL Kool-Aid Drinkers. He does all of Atlanta sports, does a wonderful job with that. I'll say this. If Desmond can lose about 30 pounds, 40 pounds, I'm good, because he's at 400 pounds now. That's too much weight to be carrying for a big man like that. Too much weight to be carrying. Also, don't think that we're not going to still look around for extra talent that we can get off the cheap. Terry is definitely really good at that. I can see us going down that road. And with us going down that route, I really believe that puts us in a very good situation. Okay. So he slimmed down to 340. He slimmed down to 350. But if he's at 348, I'm fine. If he can get down to 315, 330, 315, I'll take him in a heartbeat, because he's definitely a zero technique and he can eat up 2 blocks. Huge. You can't teach size, because even when everybody's tired and the game is on the line, he's going to be right there. he's gonna still be big. He can be tired, and he's gonna start leaning on folks. So when you see what this brother is built like, it's scary. It's scary to think about something that big, and he was able to move as fast as he did at the combine. So I'm really, like I said, I'm really ecstatic on what we have going on this end, and I'm really ecstatic to see how they're going to manage this kid. So one of the things that I'm going to still talk about, you got to look at these HBCU kids that's coming out. There's over 30 of them that's going to be in this draft. Kendall Bowler's one. Kenny Gallup didn't get taken. We got Xavier Watts. We got our safety, so we're not going to be able to take my boy Kenny Gallup. I hope he goes somewhere go somewhere where he can flourish and continue to keep that trend going. There's offensive tackles, defensive tackles, Elijah Wilkinson that's at Morgan State, who is totally unblockable at the HBCU Legacy Bowl, and he can be a true zero technique as well. He can play the 0, the 3, and the 4. He definitely is nasty at that, and he and Rukaroro would be untouchable at that spot, and he's strong. So it's many ways that this thing is going to go, and I'm going to stay with you as long as 6 picks left. I'm going to stay with you guys, and I'm actually going to give you the Mr. Irrelevant pick. We're going to see who's going to be the last pick of the draft. So when you look at everything else that's been taken or whatnot, it's just crazy to see all this talent. Wow, LaQuint Allen went to the Jaguars. So they've drafted 2 running backs. Jesus. Yeah, I'm with you on that, Kool-Aid. A 5'9" and a 40 with a 400-pound man, and he slimmed down. That's going to be a problem. That right there, I couldn't tell you what's going on with Bryce right now. I could not tell you. I could not tell you what's going on with Bryce, but it's different. Yeah, Willie Lampkin would be a good undrafted free agent. So here's a question I got for the chat, and you guys can put this out here for me, and you guys let me know. What do you think? Biggers is gone. Oh man. Boy, you just hurt my heart just now. And he was right in the backyard. But it's okay. How do you guys feel about Terry Fontenot as general manager and being able to balance these books in his first few years? Had a couple of rough drafts, and now he's had a draft that looks good on paper, but we got to see if it transitions to the field. Do you guys think that Terry did his due diligence this year? And how do you feel that the scouting department has improved, or if they improved this year with taking players? Everything. Okay, so we got GA Texas, boy. Everything we wanted in this draft when it comes out on defense. We got a dog, got an apex predator, and JPJ, the crash out crew. You're right about that. And got 2 more crash outs. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm not gonna call my new offensive tackle a crash out. He's not a crash out. I call him a lumberjack because he's in Wisconsin. You got forests, lakes, and all that stuff around there, and I'm sure he loves the outdoors. That's my lumberjack right there. So we got a lumberjack out of Wisconsin. That's what we're gonna call him, the lumberjack. You heard it here first on the BirdCage. If you hear it anywhere else, tell me, because I'm gonna get my 10% for trademark infringement. So I'm letting you know that now. Oh man. So Mafi says that the best is yet to come, but his best draft yet, but shouts out to the scouts. I'm with you on that. Nathan Floyd was good. You love the aggressiveness. Great. We all do on that one. Okay. Millie Mills, my man, is down in Delaware, Wilmington, Delaware. I feel Terry's been doing his job the entire time. Dude came into nothing and had to get pieces. Well, the defense wasn't totally bad when he got here. It was competitive, but it got horrible when they brought in Dean Pease. Went from god awful. Terry has always been solid, but he was handcuffed. Yep. And it doesn't show. Okay. Makes sense. Watson, crash out crew. Terry's okay. Yeah, I agree. I'm not worried about the Saints. I ain't worried about the stanks or whatever. Them stanks or whatever. Them jokers have literally screwed themselves up with the quarterback spot at this point. Nelson is a still fourth round grade. Yeah. Yeah, he played 393 snaps. Do you feel as if we should bring back Matthew Judon? I don't think so. At this point, I'd rather let the young guys make their mistakes. I'd rather let them hunt, and I really let them do a little something. Yeah, I'm glad the Saints didn't get Shador. That was awful. And then we got 2 picks still left. Yeah, I'm actually gonna stay with you guys till the 2 picks are gone. Give me 1 sec. Yeah, Jimmy Lake's back with the Rams, and it's just beautiful. What's going on, What's going on, Tyreek? What's good? Yeah, the picks were addressed, the secondary, and here's my thing: you still go look and see if you can get a top corner right now. Would you get? So here's the question I got for you guys: would you go take Jalen Ramsey? Would you find out what Miami wants, or would you bring a veteran in here like that, or would you say just let him stay? Because we can trade. Just look at it. We just signed the corner. We can also trade him. But would you still bring in Jalen Ramsey if you had a chance to? Okay. We got one Jalen Ramsey right here. CJ Hill says Jimmy Lake needs to be doing DoorDash. I've been saying that. I've been saying it, Nando. I've been telling you, Kendall Bowler is a bigger version of Brent Grimes. If you don't know about him, all I can say is he's a bigger version. Let's see. Oh man. Well, he does know Rod's system. Asante Samuel's gonna cost. And Cleveland, I ain't gonna say that. Cleveland is a mess. Speaking of Cleveland, let's talk about this situation with Shedeur Sanders. And this is gonna be one of the last things I talk about. But Shedeur Sanders is a guy that I wouldn't even. Yeah, it doesn't surprise me. Jair Alexander's not signed still. I think he'll be a good pickup too. Shedeur gets picked in the 5th round. Most folks are saying that he's being blackballed. Ladies and gentlemen, some of that, I'll say part of that can be true, but let's be honest. He didn't do himself any favors when he went into the interviews with different teams and really acted like a spoiled brat. Seriously. I'm not saying nothing bad about him. I'm not trying to bash him, and no, I'm not hating, but I'm telling you, it's just like going on a job interview. You go into a job interview, you are not going to go in there and tell these folks what they're going to do, how we're going to do this. They're like, no, you come in humble and you let folks know what it is. Man, I know you cooking dinner or whatnot. I know we got the last 15 minutes, and I knew you was gonna slide in. I just knew it.
Yeah, man. Good to be in the building, BirdCage faithful, man. It's a good day, man. It's one of the best drafts I've seen in my lifetime as a Falcon, especially on defense, because that's what we don't draft well in this franchise is defense. So kudos to the guys in the front office, and somebody said the scouting department. But pressure bust pipes, man. Because a lot of people were saying that they're gonna get fired. So I just feel like they want to stay in the city of Atlanta. They like working together, 2 black gentlemen working together, and I just feel like they made it right. They pushed the right buttons this particular draft, and I hope that the model that they use this year, they use a different model. I hope that they continue to use that model and using it, everyone in collaboration to do the draft, because it was an outstanding way of doing it, and it was very aggressive, like you were saying earlier. And I like that aggressiveness. Keep that aggressiveness. Keep if you got your draft board set, you've done your homework, go after the guys that you like and you love and go pluck those guys. Bring those guys in. Now, like you were saying, let's go ahead and he said he get a poke child
That's
sandwich.
Octavius.
Boy.
That's Octavius right there. That's our hey, that's our club musician,
Hey,
bro.
look, I ain't making pork chops. I'm making lamb chops. But hey, I feel you. It's all good making lamb chops.
Hey, Mark, it's okay if you didn't watch. We got you covered over here, big dog. I'm gonna tell you who we drafted since you didn't watch after round 1. We drafted Xavier Watts.
Mark Chaney, shame on you.
No, I got to get it to him. So we got Xavier Watts. We ended up getting Billy Bowman, and then you end up with one of the steals of the draft, and Mr. Nelson, pretty much gonna be our future right tackle. The man played 393 snaps and only gave up 1 sack. That is a lot of snaps in the passing game in one season, and you only give up 1 sack.
Yeah, hey man, I feel like every draft pick that we talked about, and I mean, I roasted these guys before the draft. Now, I mean, I was going in.
We all did. We all did.
No, I know we all did as a fan base, but I'm just saying, I'm just speaking on my perspective of what I did, because in the beginning, I really backed them. I called them 2 dope boys in the Cadillac, but they really pissed me off throughout the season. But they did their due diligence. They did the things that I asked them to do. Continue to do your homework. Stay 10 toes down with your evaluations, and they brought in bona fide starters. I feel like everyone that they brought in could be a bona fide starter. Now, like you were saying earlier, they had to develop. Now now the ball's in the coach's court. Are you going to develop these guys? Jalen, James Pierce. I mean, you got to develop these guys. You got to develop everyone and get them up to speed. Even if they don't know that playbook, find things that they can do to help you now, and don't just sit them on the bench talking about, oh, they don't know the whole playbook. Put them in plays that they do learn. Use them. Use a great rotation. I just feel like
breaking news. We signed Nick Nash. Yes, sir, boy.
Hey, look, they tap dancing and moonwalking the day.
Bruh, listen, that's the guy who finished behind Travis Hunter.
Oh yeah, I know, man. I know what time it is.
They literally put this out here like, wow.
Hey, look, they stunting. Hey, look, they stunt. Hey, look, I know you saying A, and you don't want to give them the plus, but don't give them the A plus. That's just
I got to see what the undrafted joint is. That's what I got to see right now.
I feel what you're saying, but what I'm saying is I'm gonna go ahead and give them the A plus. I feel like that momentum and that swag is carrying over to the undrafted free agent market, and we'll pluck the guys that we need to pluck. I just hope they bring in an HBCU player for you so you can ride off in the sunset with that.
Hey, hold on. You see what I got? I want the kid. Look, since I couldn't listen, there's 2 players that I want out of the HBCU right now. I want Kendall Bowler at that cornerback spot out of FAMU, who's a shutdown, and I want the kid, Mr. Davis, out of North Carolina Central. You talk about over 6'2", 6'3", a little around 195, 190, 195, strong at the point of attack, does not shy away from contact, can outrun you, but man, all I can say is.
So we got Nash at undrafted free agency?
I'm trying to see. They say that, but I don't believe it yet. Because we don't see it.
We didn't have no more picks. So I'm like,
we didn't have no more picks.
So I'm like, that must be undrafted free agency. So it's already. But
I don't think they even started it yet.
But Terry said during his exit draft interview, man, I'm ready for the 8th round. Basically saying undrafted free agent. So
no, it's a rumor that the Falcons were looking at him. Somebody posted that in the chat. Okay, thought we did. So it's not just the chat. They actually have that right there. But he hasn't been drafted yet. He's still on the board. Hey man, listen. I'm not listening to nobody else in here with that mess there. Go on somewhere with that.
We'll just wait till the official lists get posted of undrafted free agents. But I mean,
yeah,
these guys are tuned up, man. They're in the right frame of mind. I feel like they won the draft. I know the pundits and the critics are gonna get on us for giving up our first round next year. But I love the aggressiveness because when you're drafted, you gotta be a foreseer. You gotta be a foreseer into the future a little bit. And that's going up and taking Michael Penix Jr. was an outstanding move because you see these whack ass quarterbacks in this draft. I mean,
That's
I
an
think we
understatement, there,
I
boy.
think we did best work the last two drafts. I mean, you were going to see the ripes of the benefit because a lot of these quarterbacks that were taken in this draft, you're going to see that there are a lot of them are developmental players. Even the number one pick, I feel like Cam Ward got some flaws. Nobody blew me away in this draft class at quarterback. But that's just me. Uh, but we'll see. I think this was a defensive heavy draft. You could bring in guys to bolster your defense and offensive line in certain positions like that. But this was really a defensive draft from top to bottom, and even the receiver class was. I've seen a better receiver class. Now for his offense, I feel like it was a running back class. I feel like I like the running backs that came out this year. I really love the running backs that came out this year, but other than that, on offense, I just didn't. So I think we did correct. The offensive player we need to go get was a tackle. We ended up getting him right there at the end of the seventh,
Yep.
and sliding out and moonwalking about that thing, and we could address the D tackle and the receiver in the undrafted free agent market, and continue to build upon this team. I feel like now it's up to the coaches to continue to get these guys better.
So I'm pulling it up right now on the undrafted free agency tracker or whatnot. So I'm actually getting. They say it's soon. They haven't posted it yet. They said it's soon. I'm sitting here looking. I don't see it just yet. I'm just telling you. I just pulled it up or whatnot. But if we sign him, thank God. If we don't, hey, it is what it is.
I mean, I feel like when there's smoke, there's fire. I feel like if somebody's saying it, they may have some inside info that we don't know about.
I got you, Craig. Appreciate you on the tag right there. My
Yeah.
man, Craig. Oh, it's a done deal, bro. Jordan Schultz reported this. Let me go ahead and know. You know what? I appreciate y'all. You know what? It's not the fact that I don't trust, but I also know it's a lot of false stuff out there. So now that we have Jordan Schultz reporting it, Lord Jesus, we got a receiver now, baby. We got one. So breaking news: 6'3", 205-pound wide receiver
and he got a little
Nick
height to him.
Nash
13
will be signing with the Falcons per Jordan Schultz. 104 catches, 1,382 yards with 62 touchdowns.
But you got but Terry said it during the exit interview. If you watch that closely, like some of them, I'm sure about Falcon fans did, he said that a lot of the top draft picks that didn't get drafted going to want to come to the Falcons because we only had 5 picks in this draft. He said we're going to be one of the teams that a lot of great talent want to come to. I'm ready to get back to the phones and get this exit interview over and start working in line. So now, boom, as soon as he said that, I don't even think that was a couple of hours ago, I watched that interview and he got Mr. Nash. So like I said, that momentum is carrying, and Terry, he cooking all right. He got hot grease and got a fire in the damn kitchen right now.
Boy, we got one of the best wide receivers in the country to sign with us.
There you go, man. Hey, look, and he gonna make the team because guess what? We need him,
bro.
You gonna make the team because we ain't got nobody else.
I'm gonna tell you like this. Nick Nash is one of them dudes. That's all I can say. Nick Nash is one of them dudes. That's all I can say. Lord Jesus.
And
so I'm gonna pull up his combine numbers for you.
Pull up some highlights because I'm
gonna pull up his combine numbers for you first, so y'all can know a little bit more about this guy. Because there's some people who don't know who he is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I got you. Because I didn't do a lot of research on Nash, but I trust your judgment, and I know you do a lot more research than I do. So sometimes, let's go, man. Let's pull them up.
Man, I like you be in the kitchen cooking like Terry, so you know how it go.
Yeah, for sure, man. But I like
here's
the numbers.
The thing. So his athleticism 65. His production score is 72. Total score is 69. He ran a 4.57 pretty much in his combine. I'm not worried about that, but when you actually look at him playing, he's one of the most dangerous players in the draft.
Yeah.
He's one of the most dangerous players in the draft. So when you look at it, all you can say is good God. It's just Gabriel, you know what? I'll go ahead. I'll put it this way. Jerry Rice ran a 4.7 in his 40, and not many people could catch him from behind. So again, the 40 time is totally different from game time.
I like game speed. Game
speed is totally different.
Some people are gamers.
You got to understand. I know the 40 is good now, but there are guys who run fast 40s who suck because they're not running straight. So, pull up some of his highlights. I'm trying to stay low key from it, but I'm gonna go ahead and pull up some of his highlights so we can actually get this thing snapping.
Don't play much.
No, we not. Fair use, fair use, fair use.
Fair use. Do not get that cut out straight. Please.
Nah, definitely can't. Look, we definitely can't afford that. We paying bills up in here. So you got Nick Nash. Here you go.
What number he is? Okay, I see.
Catching the pass, getting hit.
So he played the slot. No, he playing outside. Number 3.
Sure hands, and he gets through traffic. That's something that he definitely is good at, and he always high points the football. That's key. So let me see if I can find some other games that he was in. We'll show his game against the Air Force Academy as well. So against our nation's own, shout out to the Air Force, one of the coldest branches.
That was a nice catch right there. Very
beautiful.
Nice.
As you can see, he loves to go in between traffic. So when you have him and Drake, and I just stopped it or whatever because we don't want to get hit for that. That's just a little bit. They're not showing any of his routes where he's running fast. He's a guy that is very solid, a guy that can catch. And all I'm saying is when you look at his feet, he's got great footwork. And that right there is going to create separation for many in the NFL. So it's beautiful. How do you feel? And I want to ask you something. I'm going to let you speak on this. Now that we see that Nick Nash has been signed with this here, you're giving Penix another weapon. What is it? And think about it. You already got Kadero Hodge, who's another monster right there. That boy
about to spin it, man.
So when you look at Kadero Hodge, you look at these guys right now. How do you feel with this man having bigger targets, and he can easily be a wide receiver 3 or 4 on this team? How do you feel is going to help Penix in the passing game with this system and the development of our passing game in Atlanta? Because we saw flashes, but I know we weren't clicking on all cylinders. What do you think it's going to look like when we click on all cylinders?
I mean, it'll be looking more or less like the Washington offense, man, when he had the great connection with Aduzier and the rest of the receivers out there in the Washington Husky offense, man. I mean, I just want him to hurry up and get here and get going. I mean, I want Penix to be out there having these off-season throws. Now they back at camp, so get in there and just get going, man. I mean, start doing stuff that's not sanctioned, like at high school, local or great high schools at some of these big high schools down there in Georgia. They got these great high school fields, and go out there and let them throw it around. It's Michael Penix. I want to come out here and use your field for a couple of hours. Hey, look, they're gonna be obliged, man. So go out there and start working with these guys, man. Get their rapport together with these receivers, these tight ends, with Kyle Pitts and whoever it may be. Get used to throwing the football to these guys, and them getting used to getting the ball from a left-handed quarterback. And like I say, man, and one thing about Michael Penix is he's getting further and further away from the knee surgeries and the injuries. So you're going to see more running from him. You're going to see more electricity. He did run a 4.4. So it's going to be an exciting time to be a Falcon fan. They went out and got a tackle that we could swing, and he could play anywhere. He could play the left or the right. So it depends on who they get rid of first. If they get rid of Jake Matthews, he'll go to that side. If they get rid of McGarry, he'll go to that side. But I think he's going to replace McGarry first because we had McGarry the longest amount of tenure. He's the longest in the tooth. So I think he'll slide to that side. But that's just my opinion. I mean, they may move on from McGarry and place him on that side. But I like the versatility that the guy brings in. And then you called it out earlier in the draft process, wanting the guy from like Wisconsin up in that area anyway. So it was kind of like a home run getting a guy out of that particular region for offensive lineman.
So the kid that was the quarterback, that's Emmett Brown. He's 5'10", and he's only 187. He's pretty much another Stetson Bennett. That's the best way to describe it, size-wise. He's built like Stetson Bennett. The quarterback that was throwing to Nick Nash.
Okay.
Yeah, he got a nice little cannon on him, and I take him as a backup. I'm not even going to sit here and hold you. I take him as a backup because you see how he was putting putting the ball, literally delivering the ball, throwing the guy open and putting it on it. So I wouldn't mind. What's up, Rich?
What's up, Rich?
What's going on, man? I wanted to touch on one of what my boy K Dub was just saying. Cause when I went and researched that tackle we got, that man has only allowed 1 sack in 373 snaps.
You hold on, wait a minute. You ain't finna take 20 snaps away from my future offensive tackle. He had 393 snaps, sir.
See, on the post I seen, it said 373.
PFF gave it 393. I did the research on him already.
The key stat is 1 sack.
1 sack.
That's the key stat.
Well, see, when I seen it, it wasn't like the meme of his stats. It was what someone said in the Falcon group. So in one of the Falcon groups, but when I really thought about it, it's like if we gonna get an O lineman, that's the type state I want my O lineman from. I want him from an Iowa or Wisconsin.
Yeah. That was his story was saying. That's exactly where they got him from.
Or even Boston College, because Boston College, they O line. Look at what we got
offensive lineman out of Boston College.
Yeah, here's another place that you can get them too. Now I said this earlier too. Notre Dame is a place that I wouldn't mind getting an O lineman from either.
Yeah,
and another place that quietly has put guys in the league, Oregon. Oregon has always quietly. They've always had linemen coming in. So I'm good with it.
And see, that's the thing, because how I'm trying to say this. One thing that I loved about this draft I'm a Falcon fan, but I want to give credit to a lot of other teams as well. I kept telling people, this draft so defensive heavy. That's why everybody was trying to get off their old pass rushers and their old D linemen during the free agency. I literally just sat and watched not only us, but at least 5 other teams fix their whole defense in one draft. And then after the draft over, this draft so deep in defensive talent. Look at the defensive talent that's still gonna be in the 8th round. You know, the undrafted. Like, it's just that deep with good talent this year. So and I kept telling people it's a reason. And I'm gonna be honest, I didn't even realize it was this deep and how far people would get pushed down.
I knew it was this deep.
Hey,
you see how
I'm gonna blow this up real quick,
I
fellas.
knew it was this deep.
Hey, hold up. I'm gonna blow this up real quick, fellas. Here you go. PFF 393 snaps in pass blocking.
Yeah, man.
So Rich.
Still.
So when you go, Rich. So when you go back to that chat, I want you to tell them why you trying to take 20 sacks, 20 snaps away from this man who almost had 400 snaps with just 1 sack.
But you know what I think it is? Some people like to act like they did the research, so they'll basically, because what you just posted is what he typed out. You see what I'm saying? But he said 373, not 393. So I guess you know how some people want to post it off the meme, like they just actually went and did the research instead of just posting the meme so everybody can see it.
That's what I'm talking about, Artavius. That's who we need. That's who we need to go get.
So this was a DB. I said something about him, but you also talked about him too. Kobe Bryant out of Kansas. He's still unavailable. He's still available right now. And
you know why I think he's still available?
I think
I'm gonna tell you why I think he's still available. Because when I used to do the mocks, I always look at, the scouting report they got. And they said he not the best zone corner. Now, I don't know how true that is, because I didn't even know who he was until we started talking about him, around the Falcons podcast and everything. Yeah. But so when I went and looked on the mocks, and that's why I don't like really listening to analysts, because y'all don't play the game. I'd rather go watch the person, because he looked pretty good to me. But if you go look at the report that they had on that mock draft thing, they was like, he's a horrible zone corner. He this, when they list the pros and cons. So I don't know. I almost want to go apply to be a scout because if this how y'all do y'all job, I know I can go get the job.
Yeah. I mean, if you're passionate about it, man, a lot of people do a lot of jobs out here, man. You just got to get the opportunity. Just like historian love this multimedia communication. What we do right here, man. Just give him the opportunity to get in there. So that's it. I mean, we all love to do it, but some people are just more passionate than others.
Anybody,
You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? That's it. But
it's just crazy because one thing I will say, and I don't really care who get offended, I will tolerate no more Terry Fontaine, no slander.
Yo, man, 2 dope boys
No
in the
more.
Cadillac again. Hold on.
Hey, hold up.
No more Terry. I don't
Hey,
want to hear
hold
no
up.
more Terry slander.
I don't give a
Now,
damn.
if
No,
somebody
hold up.
gets slandered,
I
it
knew
needs
I
to
was
be
gonna
I'm
get
gonna
right.
tell.
No,
Hold
I'm
on,
just
hold on.
saying,
Wait a
about
minute.
if
this.
Wait a
somebody
minute.
gets
Hold up.
I knew I
slandered,
was
it
gonna get
needs
about
to
I
be
don't
this.
give a
right.
damn
Hand.
what
But
you want to
Terry,
hear with slander.
nah, bro, we ain't
No.
doing that. We
Hey,
ain't doing
Rich.
that. No more Terry slander, man. I don't want
Rich.
to hear.
Rich. I need to see at
I like.
least
There you go,
2
Ron.
more
Put it in.
drafts. I'm being now that he has full autonomy now because we saw that with this draft. I need to see 2 more drafts that are going to be good because 1 draft is cool, but we got to have consistency because let's be real. This man that's up here where I'm at, I live here in Philly. I see this all the time. Terry
Oh, they
killed this
don't
draft.
miss. No. I just watch Philly draft.
But
Philly don't miss.
But Rich, you get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I want us, and I said this at the beginning of the show. I want us to get to a place to where we establish this culture, and Terry's in the place where he's doing this. Instead of him moving around frantically to move stuff, this is what I want him to be able to do. Sit back, hey man, we're just gonna take him. We'll take him. Hey, we just gonna add him to whatever we got. Well, we already got something here, but we're gonna be able to bring in stuff. You understand what I'm saying? So
Oh, yeah.
I need to see.
Nah, I just mean like for the fans that because I'm gonna tell you, I had to stay off all of the Falcon groups off Facebook because these folks was mad about Jalen Walker.
The heck?
Yeah, you know what they call Jalen Walker? I don't know why we drafted Jalen Walker because he ain't nothing but a Caden Ellis 2.0. That's exactly what they said.
I know, because guess what? That was in. I'm gonna go ahead and say it. That was Atlanta Talk Sports Group.
Yeah.
I'm in it. I saw it.
Yeah.
I didn't even comment on it because I really said I'm not gonna put the name out there, but I'm just gonna keep it a book. The person that posted it is a dummy. And yeah, I don't like calling people stupid, but you apparently did not watch. You don't get a Butkus Award for being a Caden Ellis 2.0. The man played the pass. The man rushed. He played the run. He did it all. And let's be real. He doesn't get the Butkus Award if Michael Williams gets hurt, if he doesn't get hurt. Because Michael was supposed to be the one to get it this year.
And see, that's the thing. They complained about the Jalen Walker pick and the James Pierce pick. And
Pierce had the highest percentage.
They said because you know what? No, see, they don't understand the draft, and that's what that showed. That's why I said I had to stay off Facebook because they kept saying we gave up a first. No, we didn't. It's called business. All we did was spend our first early. That's like having money in the bank, and you
it's like having a credit card. You spend the money that's on that credit card, and you got to pay it back later.
And that's it. But do you think of James?
We seen our starter now.
That's why I said this whole weekend I had to stay off Facebook because our Falcon fans were so negative. I almost questioned were they even fans because we've been. Let me tell you, K-Dub. I literally the only comment I made in any group. As far as checking the Falcon fan, I'm like, look, bro, what more y'all want? They done did everything you done asked them to do. Pick a Georgia
and more,
make sure you get and more.
They just want to have something to complain. Rich, they just want to have something to complain about. As Falcon fans, they don't even know how to damn be happy.
Hey, Rich, I'm gonna get back to you, but Ron just popped in, so I'm gonna ask Ron how he feels. But before he pops in, before he says anything. Desmond Watson just signed with Florida. That's that with Tampa. That's that 400. Well, he's 368 now. He lost weight. That's that big defensive tackle that University of
Man,
Florida
I
had.
wanted us to get him.
Man,
Bro.
I want to
Hey,
see tackle.
think about this now. He's gonna be sitting right next to Vita Vea
Ah.
on that defense.
Good Lord.
Vita Vea and Desmond Watson are gonna be problems. So
Yeah.
we really are going to. We really get in that game when we play them. We really got to use Tyler Algier and be a pass happy game because you're not running on them two like that. That's just that's too much. That's too much body. But what you got, Ron? What's good, man?
What's up, Ron?
This been the best draft I ever seen. I finally got my Georgia Bulldog player. I've been asking for forever in the
Let's
first
go,
10th round.
Bulldog.
And James Pierce Jr. I love it. We got 2 pit bulls finna come at you. So
And they're not quiet boys.
Baker Mayfield, all that running you did last year? Nah. Nah.
Now with this rotation we got now, boy, we got
Hey,
Fred
just
Feet,
think about
Fred
it.
Feet.
Just
Fred
think about
Feet.
it. You
Fred
got
Feet.
Jalen Walker.
We got
You
Fred
got
Feet.
JPJ. It gets better. You got Zach Harrison who
What are we
can
doing
run.
like this?
And now Arnold Ebiketie is figuring it out. I'm still tough on him. I think he need to be the out him
Ebiketie was going off last year at the end of the season.
at the end of the season. Here's my thing.
He was
I need to
going
see
off.
it all. I need to see it from the start of the season to the finish of that season. Maybe it's done click now.
I just feel
And-
like he was developing, and he's developed.
And here's the scary part. Coach Ali, who we just got or whatnot, Coach Ali is definitely going to be a very key figure in this here. Now, you
Don't
still
forget
have,
D'Angelo Malone was coming into his own too now.
remember this. We haven't even mentioned Brandon Dorless and Braylon Trice. Dorless hasn't touched the field because he doesn't know the playbook. Now, he's getting ready to get a whole new D coordinator now. Maybe he can get this kid to respond, Coach Ali and Ulbrich, and bring that out of him. Braylon Trice, this is his rookie season technically because he's coming off an injury.
Forget about it.
Hey,
Them
but
man
I
Price
heard,
come back.
hey Ryan, I heard it wasn't the playbook. You know what I heard just through off Twitter? What they did was stuck LaKale London on IR, made him pick up weight because he's up to 330 now.
Yeah.
And then what they did was they wanted Dorless to pick up more weight. So that playbook thing could just be an excuse just to get him, together. I'm not saying it if it's real or not. I'm just telling you what I seen on Twitter. They were saying, because what people were saying was they were mad we didn't get a deep tackle. And they were like, y'all got to remember, LaKale London on IR, they just put him on IR just to pick up weight. Because he up to what they said, 330, 335 now.
Hey, Rich, look who just signed with the Tampa Bay Bucks. Shiloh.
I know it, the person I wanted. The person I wanted in the 7th round.
But
I don't want nothing to do with Shiloh. Straight garbage. Hot garbage. No.
But
Y'all only want him because he got the last name Sanders. That's why y'all want him. Damn that.
Man, we don't need no another safety.
Give me somebody that can look.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? We don't need a safety, man. You know it's good. It's cool.
Look, we got the two of the best safeties in this draft.
Yeah.
I would have taken Dan Jackson before I would have taken Shiloh. Seriously.
Dan.
Yeah, see,
What
that's
Dan
right.
going to, Detroit?
Dorless up to 290, 295 now. So what I started to notice about Terry and Raheem, them some little slick. I don't want to say
you know what their new nicknames is? They are not two dope boys in the Cadillac no more. We scratching that. No. Listen, they handled this draft. If you saw how they acted, that's Ike Turner and Eddie Kane Jr. attitudes. Terry Fontenot.
Hey, did you see them cheese? Did you see the cheese after they got Walker and Pierce?
Bruh, let me give you this here. Terry Fontenot is your Ike Turner. He walking through the door, slapping everybody. Oh, y'all don't think? You know what? I got something for all y'all. Y'all don't believe in me? I'm about to make y'all eat this cake. That's just what he did. He made us eat cake in this draft. We all questioned him. He shoved the cake in our face, just like Ike Turner did. I'm just being real. And Terry Terry just did it like Ike Turner. That's my Ike Turner. He just light skinned. But I'm gonna be 100. Raheem Morris is like Eddie Kane Jr. He feel like the show is his. Like you say, can't nobody sing like Eddie Kane Jr. If you don't know about the 5 heartbeats, y'all better go check it out. Because Terry, that's Ike Turner and Eddie Kane right there. That's what they call him. I'm coining that now. What y'all got, man?
This draft proved to me that they finally listen to the fans.
They listen, man. They
listen. We've been asking for a pass rusher for years.
Shout out to the people out there in the Falcon that watch these podcasts, because I know y'all got somebody watching these podcasts. Shout out to the person that watching these podcasts.
We've been asking for a pass rusher for years, and we got 2 of those things. 2.
Nights like this, I wish.
Hey, hold on. You got to do it like it. Just you got to put on the jacket, and you got to do it like Eddie. I got
you. Yeah, that's a good comment.
Hey, nights like this, I wish that raindrops would fall.
Hey, you know what did surprise me though, Ryan?
What's up?
And I'm not even gonna lie. Looking at Arthur Blaine's son, he don't look like he played the radio. He not one to play favorites with them players.
Yeah, Rich McKay might be up out of here soon. Say what you want.
He mean big.
Yeah, when I seen him on that call,
I want to get his head. When I seen him, I like y'all need to get him the franchise now.
Hey, you know what's getting ready to happen? We got the lineup for the 5 heartbeats right now. And the difference is instead of a black man being Big Red, Arthur Blank's son looked like he got Big Red tendencies. I think he might be getting ready to hang somebody over that damn balcony in the Mercedes Benz.
Rich McKay.
My office hours are from
not too far.
Nah, but he look like he mean business though.
He do, man. He got the right look.
But
man.
I love it.
This been the best draft we ever done.
Ever.
Man, do y'all realize we got 2 safeties with almost 30 interceptions in between the both of them in the last 2 seasons?
Not the last 2. Think about it. Not the last 2 seasons. They led all of college football from 2022, really in 21, but 2022 officially.
Well, you know, they only showed the last 2 seasons.
Yeah, bruh. I'm just saying it like this, Kay. I'm saying it like this, Rich. Here's what's scary. We're not done yet. We just took Nick Nash.
Oh, no.
Like that.
Who took Nick Nash?
We did.
We did.
Undrafted free agency, bro. You came on right when I said it.
We just took Nick Nash.
Yes.
No, because I had to go handle something. I'm not even watching it right now.
Hey, Rich, you know what? I found out on Twitter, but here you go. Just so you can believe me, Jordan Schultz posted this. I'm gonna share this with the chat. So
because you know how I felt about Nick Nash, because you was in that mock draft with me.
Remember, I told you, I said Nick Nash or that kid out of North Carolina Central, because they literally play the same exact way. Exactly.
You know what? I found out that Nick Nash got the most touchdowns out the slot in the last 2 years, and I was like, what?
And here's the thing. Here's the thing. Now we got him on an undrafted free agency contract. It's a steal. Here you go. From Jordan Schultz himself. And Nick Nash is signing with the Atlanta Falcons.
What? Oh, man. Boy. Hey, boy, that's finna be. Hey, Ray. I'm sorry, Ray, but you up out of here. I'm just telling you.
Nah, you keep Ray on the roster, man. You don't get rid of him because he actually earned his spot last year.
I know he did. I know he did.
I want Nick Nash to play, but you don't get rid of Ray. You keep him on this squad because Ray, you can have packages with those guys. Right. I think they're going to rotate them. That's just me because Ray's cheap right now.
Because I told people, if we'd have had about 2-3 more picks like these other teams, boy, y'all, now I will say, I believe Deion Walker was really our guy before that second safety, but when the Bills jumped ahead of us and took him, we're gonna need Ray, and we're gonna need
Deion Walker. It was a couple of D tackles that I said. Ty Robinson, who Philly got.
Oh man, that Philly! Oh my God!
Deion Walker was the other one, And the third one I said I wanted was JJ Pegues, and the freaking Raiders got him.
Hey,
we took another safety, so I can't be mad.
How many dogs we got left out there? Ain't another dog is left?
I think Warren Brinson. Yeah, Warren Brinson ain't get drafted yet.
Yes, he did.
No, wait a minute. Where did Warren Brinson
Yes,
go?
he did.
Wait a minute.
Somebody went to.
Oh, he went to the Packers. That's right.
Yeah.
Hey, all of them might have got drafted then, huh?
I think Dan Jackson and the linebacker Chase Callis, or however you say his name.
You talking about Chaz Chambliss?
Yeah.
No. Dan the man going to Detroit, I think.
Dan got drafted.
He went to a good team.
Yeah. Hey, but you want to know what's crazy though?
What?
Man, when I tell you, I was thinking about all the defensive schemes you can run with what we got now.
You
can run
three. Now we loaded.
Nah, but that's what I'm saying. You can run.
Stackhouse is out there still. That's who's out there still.
Stackhouse. Yeah, I knew it was somebody still lingering.
Don't be surprised when I was,
man, they better look. You know what? We already got one dog or whatnot. You gotta go ahead and slide up and get him.
Bring him on in,
bro. He would be a hell of a piece for the rotation.
Bring his ass on in. Do like Philly.
Y'all gonna laugh when I say this, but I won't.
Bring him in. We'll figure it out later.
Eddie Goldman not here no more. Neither is Grady. So guess what? You bring him in, help him out in the rotation.
Hey, but when I was looking at it, because I seen you online, but I was like, let me get back home driving. I don't have one of them, the phone holding thing. But when I was driving back, you know what I was thinking about? You can run 3 tight end, you can run 3 safety sets. You can run a 4-3 now. You can run a 3-4 now. You can run a dime and a nickel and a 4-2-5. You can run just about every scheme with what we have now.
Yeah.
I still want to shore up the D-line a little bit more. But if you really just look at what we picked, Jesse Bates, and then you got the other 2 safeties. So if you want to come out in 3 safety sets on some, downs, you can do that. But you can go from the 3 safety set, rotate to the nickel. It's just so much you can do now. Because I'm looking at it like this. Man, I was looking at it like this. Middle linebacker, Jalen Walker, Leonard Floyd, Zach Harrison, Ruka Rororo, and on the other side, James Pierce Jr. And that's just to start off. We ain't even got back to the secondary. That's just to start off.
You know another defensive lineman you can go after right now? I'm always going to promote my HBCU boys. Y'all going to hate me. I don't give a damn. But
I love that. Because I want that boy out of State.
It's a kid named Elijah Williams out of Morgan State. Me and Steve, when Steve Weiss was on here last time, we talked about him. That dude there, I put it this way. Him and Rook are identical. He's a strong kid, quick get off. But the problem is he hasn't, he did the best he could at Morgan State, which has a nice facility, but it's not like the bigger facilities. And I'm telling you, even Steve Weiss said, you give him a year in the NFL facility and you get him on a real diet, he gonna be a problem. Matter of fact,
Steve White got Carl Vincent drafted today, man. He talked him up like you did this morning.
Yes, sir. Because guess what?
I was like, hey, look, he was on the show when we talk about this guy. Steve White went to bat. He went to bat this morning.
And I went to bat I was going to bat for him for about a year. And then when he went to the Senior Bowl, everybody that wanted Mike Green, I'm gonna tell you right now, I want y'all to pull up that footage of Carson Vincent whipping his ass the whole time. He beat up on Savion Jones. He beat up on the kid from Texas. Like, he literally beat up on guys that got drafted today and yesterday. And it's scary. And
I'm so glad we didn't get that offensive tackle, because I went back and watched that Tennessee and Georgia game. I said, no, sir. We can't have you up there getting Penix hurt like that, getting beat like that. Because Jalen Walker dog walked you, my boy. Dog walked you. To the point that they made a meme.
Okay.
Did you see the meme they made of Jalen Walker?
Another corner.
We said a corner.
You said Dante Manning?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Did y'all see the meme they made of Jalen Walker and Kelvin Banks talking about the father got drafted to Atlanta, the son got drafted to the Suns?
Kelvin Banks, listen, Kelvin Banks owned Kelvin Banks was owned by Jalen Walker. And then it gets better. Our safety that we drafted out of Notre Dame, Xavier Watts, he owned Tyler Slow. He owned Tyler Slew. Yeah, every time they played him, he had a pick off of him.
Oh,
so that should
man.
tell you something.
It's funny you say that, Ryan. I'm going to be honest. I'm petty. Let me just say it.
Go for it.
I've been going into the Saints podcast, just seeing what the people say and everything, man. When I tell you them Saints fans over there losing, they hurt. So mad at they GM and they head coach for this draft because and I get it, because if the Falcons had did it, I'd have been mad. How you pass up on all these defensive players? They like, we got this old defense over here, and they said the same thing I said. They watch teams, build a whole defense out the draft.
Yeah, it's a lot of teams got better today. I mean,
they were like, because see, what they scared of now is not just us, Carolina. They were like, boy, Carolina made some moves, boy. We gonna be last in the pack this year. That's how they see it. And then I can't, debate you, because Carolina did make some moves. And much as I don't like them, they made some moves today. The Aints fans, though, they mad about Shador. They mad about not getting that defensive tackle when they could have got him. They mad about not getting the edge they wanted when they could have got him. The Saints basically did what the Falcons been doing for years, and now the whole fan base living.
Rich, let me post this real quick while I bring this up. So Elijah Williams, the kid I talked about out of Morgan State, and like I said, if he gets into an NFL weight room and a training facility, it's gonna be nice. Fair use. He also was the MEAC player of the year, by the way. A D lineman being the MEAC player of the year.
Oh, that boy big. That boy,
he look like an NFL player.
Bro, that's why I said he just got to get into a weight program. This is a lot.
He already look like he played.
He already look like he ready to play. I don't know what weight program he need to get on.
And that's Jada Bias.
We might do get him if he go undrafted, because Terry do check them. One thing about Terry, he gonna check everywhere. He gonna check the CFL, the HBCU.
What school this guy Joshua Simon out of?
This is, give me 1 second. I'll pull it up. I'm just letting, that's Delaware State right there too, who your boy just took over this year.
That boy is not playing no games, boy. Ain't no running out the pocket on him.
Bro, he mean. That's what people, and he blocked field goals too.
What?
I remember Hageman used to block all them field goals for us.
Yep. Well, she Hageman.
This dude here, and I'm gonna show you another clip here. Before, and that's Miami of Ohio that he got this sack on just now.
But look at his first step to be a big boy. His first step is like an edge first step.
So here's the question I got for y'all. And I want to ask the chat this right here. And that was Josh Simon. How do y'all feel about what I just showed you guys with this kid?
Man, go get him. There ain't even nothing to talk about.
Yeah, man, we got to go get him. I mean, this is the...
and we talking about D lineman right now. He's still out there. You can sign him.
That's what I'm trying to get at. Just like Terry said earlier, like I was speaking about, we're the team that a lot of people want to come to because we only had 5 draft picks. You got room to make the team. So, hey, man, let's go, man. Go get the guy. Let's bring him in. Let's go for it.
Hey, and I also heard that we actually short them 90 players. We way short of them 90 players that we really supposed to have, going into the preseason.
Yeah.
There's another kid that I'm going to bring out for you guys, and I want you to see him. His name is Philip Webb. He's out of Jackson State, one of the top players in the SWAC. So this is a defensive lineman that I'm actually going to show, and he's just as nasty. So like I said, I got to give him. If we're gonna talk undrafted free agents, we're gonna talk about the ones we're getting. But I'm also showing, like I said, some of these other guys.
Man, do you know that boy in Albany State name?
I can't think of it right now. I'll come back to you with it. But this is Philip Webb, ladies and gentlemen. This is a defensive lineman, just like Elijah Williams. He's a big kid. Fair use.
To have something like that coming around the corner on you.
Oh Lord, I got to endure this mess here. They beat us that day. He was literally killing Southern University by himself.
Big
And
boy ain't doing no
he
playing.
actually ran that kid down though.
Nah, that's what I seen. Like these D tackles you showing got a first step like an edge. They quick.
Yep. And he's a 300-pounder too, by the way. As you can see, he bull rushed and got to the quarterback. Cat quick too, coming off the edge. That's why I say he plays everything.
His instincts too. He very well. I like that.
So I know I'm showing those guys, but I got a question for you. So when we look at these defensive linemen, this is what I mean when I say a lot of people don't really watch and study these guys, and you could bring something like that in here. So I'm glad that you guys are enjoying this right here. And we, like I said, we definitely are trying to get it in. But when you look at majority of these guys, there's a ton of talent right now.
Hey, I think that's one thing. I ain't mean to cut you off. Go ahead, Ryan.
Oh no, I was just saying it's a ton of talent that we have, and I'm just glad that we're in a position to where we're making a lot of good moves, and we're making moves that actually make sense right now.
The only thing I was gonna add to what you said was the fact that when you look at this draft, we covered a multitude of positions with 5 players, because just about every player we got can play multiple positions. Because when I found out that Xavier White was a wide receiver, okay, of course you supposed to ball hawk, because you know the tendencies of a wide receiver, because that's what you wanted to play first. I'm glad you had safety because we need you there. But just the fact that you have a background of tracking, that's what was hard for our defense last year too, was tracking that ball. Because like Jesse Bates had to make up for Justin Simmons' lack thereof on certain plays. You see what I'm saying? But when you have a bunch of instinctual players, it's one thing I think Ulbrich is going to do, which is why I think this defense is going to be successful, is he's going to simplify the plays in the playbook.
And here's what's scary. There's a kid, if you know anything about SEC football, and no one looks at Vanderbilt, we signed Quincy Skinner. Quincy was spoken up by Steve Smith. Just like when I told everybody about Xavier Smith coming out of FAMU, a sleeper, you got a kid coming out of Vandy like a Quincy Skinner that has similar traits. And Steve Smith talked about him. I'll show you the clip of this real quick. So fair use. We're gonna do a little something. I'm gonna show the clip of this. But Steve Smith talked him up, and then you got the film session coming up with this kid. So fair use. Making sure we get that out there. But this is one of the hidden gems of the draft that the Falcons just got.
Oh, and it's going to be full grown, and you could just cut it up and have flank steaks and all that stuff. That is not happening.
Okay,
don't do that. You got to grow it. You gotta let it mature. And I'll just show you some film. Hey, DJ. Oh, I'm the DJ today. So DJ has the film. So here we go. Skinner's up at the top. Just watch the release. Great job creating free access. Boom. Uses his muscles again.
Big time.
Look, good catch. Now, I would say quarterback plays a little suspect, but you know how I be.
Yeah, I know how you be.
Going over all that stuff. Boom. Watch this catch. Good catch right there. All right. So play right here. Down at the bottom. Just watch the release. Again, big body guy. Corners over there trying to play a little mind game. Virginia Tech. Look at him. Gets him off his step. Watch the corner. Oh, that corner was.
Beat him to the pylon.
Now I got to play catch up.
Now we got to play catch up.
Highest point of the ball.
Look at that.
Oh, nice.
So that's just a little sample size of what we got coming. That is just a little sample size if what we got coming here in Atlanta. That's all I'm gonna say. That's dangerous coming into this offense with a quarterback like Michael Penix Jr., who can get that ball to him real quick. That was a Vanderbilt quarterback that he made look good on those 2 plays. Just think, Michael Penix Jr. with him.
Throwing lasers.
That is dangerous. Very dangerous receiver. I want to ask you guys something. Now that you see the moves that we've made, and this is going to be my last thing because I know we went over a little longer, than we should have. But he just signed a contract with the Falcons. He signed a deal that includes a $15,000 signing bonus, and he's got $150,000 guaranteed. So when you look at how Terry has operated, oh Lord, they just added Joshua Simon from South Carolina, a tight end. He got a free agency deal. Yeah, Terry's showing his ass right now. Terry is showing his ass right now. Every receiver that we've taken is over 6 feet tall.
Yeah, man. He said, I want Penny to have number targets.
But you know what I was thinking about?
What's up?
They building a basketball team on both sides.
They still gonna have some short guys now. Hold on, I can't let you forget about us short folks.
Nah, what I'm basically mean, like speed wise, point of attack wise, like it's like now you have an offense on as a defense. If you sort of get what I'm trying to say. You got your safeties and your corners as your wide receivers. You got whoever you got making the calls. Just it seemed like you get your front four together and your linebackers. I think the linebacker. I honestly think that this will motivate Troy Anderson to stay a little bit more healthy. I don't know if it's his diet or whatever, but if he could change a few things, because I could see Anderson, Walker, and Ellis as the coming just as the linebackers. You could go from that's why I said you could go from a 3-4 on one play to a 4-3, because now you got 3 capable linebackers and you got a front. And then on as far as offense, you really didn't need nothing but maybe one more wide receiver. Maybe go get one more speed guy, and that's it. But as far as what Terry did for their defense, I'm gonna be honest, I'm standing on business. I can't accept no more Terry slander. Now, he still need to continue to do what he need to do as a GM. If he get out that Kirk Cousins, see, now that just make me upset, because every team that needed a quarterback went and drafted a quarterback, no matter whether he was real good or not.
Hey, look, he just like a Joe Flacco, man. You just an old school quarterback. There's a backup. I don't understand.
The only old quarterback that's worth a damn right now is Matt Stafford. That's the only quarterback worth a damn. Yeah. And because think about it, he almost beat Philly on that last drive by himself. I believe they beat Philly. They go to the Super Bowl. That's just me.
Yeah, man. So Kirk Cousins, I mean, I told everybody the only way we're going to get rid of him is going to be through the fault of a injury across the league, and they need to supplant a quarterback. And then they start calling the Falcons and getting all desperate because they want to not, have a losing season or whatever it may be. So that's when we're going to get rid of him, maybe at the trade deadline or something of a nature of an injury, maybe in training camp or, week 2, week 3. Then they'll pull the trigger and then he'll make a trade and get him out of here. But other than that,
I was looking at it from a point of, just like I posted in that one of them Falcon groups. I'm like, I bet it was almost like I said something like, I bet you Kirk Cousins feel like an ass talking about he ain't gonna wait. He gonna wait after the draft to see what team pick a quarterback. Bro, we could have been had you out here had you not said no foolishness like that.
And handled it behind closed doors.
Yeah, but now you want to wait. Every team that needed Cleveland got 5 of them now. Cleveland definitely don't need you. Cleveland got 5 quarterbacks.
And here's the scary part. Cleveland, I'm gonna tell you this: when they brought in Dylan Gabriel and they brought in Shador, Cleveland has locked up hard knocks for this year. They're gonna have hard knocks. They're getting it. I can tell you that now. They're gonna get hard knocks because Shador is entertainment. And you know Prime gonna be somewhere lurking. You know that. Even though he coaching Colorado, he gonna find his way because you know Deion love the camera. He love him. It's two things. Deion love himself some Prime, and he loved the camera. That's why I put together in the damn intro video this nigga junking like he did after he scored that punt return on that Monday night versus the Bengals. Shoot. All I can say is it's just one of them things, man. This is just whoo.
Yeah, they finna track him. They finna track him to see what he do and all of that. He's finna get that hard knocks.
All I'm gonna say is this here: if Shiloh is on the field against Kadero Hodge, Drake London, Nick Nash, we got a guaranteed 6 because he'll come up and tackle, but coverage, oh no.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Well, you say that's not his specialty.
Nah. Listen, he didn't inherit that from daddy. Now he darn sure hit you. I give him that. He'll come up and put a lick on you. But coverage, I think that might have skipped the generation in the gene pool.
Yeah, I mean, I was surprised he ran 4.5. I thought he looked slower than that.
He got some speed on him, but at the end of the day, I look at it like this: barbecue chicken for our wide receivers when we play Tampa. I'm not worried about their secondary. You
ain't worried about big boy.
It's their D line. I'm worried about their secondary. Don't scare me. It's the fact that they got Vita Vea and that kid out of Florida. They got that 400-pound kid out of Florida. Think about you sitting two dudes that ain't got no ankles. They got belly and they strong and they can run. Just saying. That's not a good combination right there.
And see, that's what the Saints was saying in that group, in that podcast I was in, just trolling. I ain't even say nothing. I just want to see how they felt about, they draft. They scared of all three of us at this point. Because what one of them said was, it's like we watched everyone else get better but us. He said, shit, you can't even knock the Falcons in this draft. They really stood on business. He said Carolina stood on business. Tampa Bay stood on business. We over here picking. They so mad about that quarterback. Like, they mad about it. I'm not going to lie. I think that's the main thing I heard. So I'm like, if Aints fans giving us props for our draft, I just can't wait to see how they put this defense together. Because Jeff Ulbrich happy.
Oh, yeah. Jeff Ulbrich, man, he fired up right now. When he did his draft interview, he was like, man, I just never been included in the draft process like that anywhere I've ever been. That's why I said to keep the process the way they did it, because they'd never done it like this. I don't know who came up with it, who came up with the philosophy, how they did it, but continue to do that model because.
Well, you seen Raheem said on this interview, he said last year, I didn't really let them in like that. He said this year I included Zach Robinson, Jeff Ulbrich. I included, he was naming the coaches he included in this. Because did you see what Terry said about the text that Jerry Gray sent him?
Yeah, I seen that. Yeah. So Jerry Gray had a hand in a lot of things too. So Jerry Gray was playing a part.
Yeah, because you remember what he said about the last inning of that text, and I swear the first person I thought about was Ryan when he said it.
I thought about Ryan too. Because
he said at the end, he was like, yeah, I'm glad we got the edges and all that. But he said it's like the Janet Jackson song, "What Have You Done For Me Lately?" And Terry was like, yeah, I knew I had to go get us some secondary.
Told you. You ain't finna just keep Jerry Gray here and think stuff sweet. See, this how you know I'm feeling good. It's words about to come out my mouth that don't need to come out my mouth because I'm a host. I got to keep some decorum. But
literally you the first person I thought about when I watched the interview and heard that little piece right there. I said, I bet Ryan smiling ear to ear right now. I know
he was. Hey, listen, I don't mind showing all 88 of my teeth right now. I don't, because let's be real. The last time we had a defensive heavy draft like this and it was good, you got to go back to 1980. 1979, 1980 with the Grits Blitz defenses and those defenses that we had. Think about it. You had Joel Williams. You had, oh man, it's going to kill me. on this defense. You had Buddy Curry, a young Buddy Curry at that time, and it was a ton of defensive players that we took, and they were young guys that could just run. And that linebacking core came in and changed everything for Atlanta. I mean, you already had a solid defense that won their first playoff game in '79, the year before. So again, Jerry Glanville was very intelligent in building defense at that time when we had great defenses in Atlanta during that time. Now you got Terry Fontenot coming in here. Now you got Raheem coming in here. Now they're allowing Jerry Gray to do some things. So as much as I hate to say it, if we do a hell of a job this year, just know Jerry Gray or Jeff Ulbrich or Coach Ollie might be gone. So enjoy this right now. If we ball out this year, one of them coaches leaving.
Hey, and when I watched the Jeff Ulbrich interview, he said, because they asked him about scheme, and he said the thing is, you think Vic Fangio got one style of defense. I've seen two from him. So I'm trying to marry those two styles and marry the Falcon style with it and create my own little, I guess, create his version of the scheme.
Yeah.
But to hear him, see, this the thing. You can say what you want about this man, but man, after listening to him yesterday speak of what he trying to do, man, I was like, Jimmy Lake, you was the bridge DC last year. Because when you hear Ulbrich talk, that's a football coach. He telling you exactly what he trying to do with the linebacker. Want to know if you want a linebacker. He already said, what's the fourth person we picked? The other safety. He said he the nickel. Like, Bowman. He already got a plan for everything.
Bowman Jr., yeah. He said, man, he going to the nickel, man. He ain't no safety, man. Nickel corner.
Hey, so I'm gonna give you a little something we control these Alabama fans with. UGA is still sitting at 45 players drafted from 2021 on the roster. Alabama's 2017 holds the record at 47. Even though Carson Beck transferred, you got him, Michael Morris, Jonathan Jefferson, and Austin Blasky still playing from that team. If three of them dudes get drafted, we break the record. So y'all Alabama fans, y'all losing a lot of y'all grip right now. So, I got to clown a little bit. I've been having to listen to a lot of off-season talk or whatever, but, man, this is getting ready to be something nasty coming up within, I really say, the next 2 years.
And the crazy part is now that they finally went to Georgia and to hear Terry talk about the program at Georgia when he was scouting Jalen Walker, because he said this, that was they didn't even know which way they were supposed to go. You know what I'm saying? That's literally their first time just going to a Georgia and feeling the vibe in the pro day. And remember Terry said he took his son and he was just looking at the players and he was looking at Jalen Walker. He was like, that's how you want your son to be. So when you say that, that means, as I'm thinking about it from your standpoint as a GM, you finally get to see the real Georgia program. All the Falcon fans been trying to tell y'all and beat over y'all head for at least the last 10 years when it comes to defense. Now, am I saying it's like, certain schools you can go to for certain positions. Georgia has always had dogs on defense. Always.
Man. And if you want to be technical, man, they've been doing this for years. And I mean, hell, you can go back to the legendary Bill Stanfield, who played for the 1972 Dolphins. Shout out to Mr. Larry Little, one Hall of Fame guard who came on our show about a year and a half ago, whatnot. That was his late great teammate or whatnot. I'm gonna be honest with you, Rich. I sit back and I look at that. And when you had him, they had two Georgia boys on that team that went 17-0.
Yeah.
You got Bill Stanfield as one, and then you got Jake Scott, the original 13 before Dan Marino got it, who was a safety, who was the Super Bowl MVP. So again, Georgia's had a defensive MVP, and that was one of them right there, and he was a safety. So at the end of the day, and you got to think about the running backs too. So I'm gonna be 100 with you. I want Tyler Algier to stay. I'll tell you that now.
Oh, did you hear what Raheem said about Tyler Algier?
What you
I
got?
get it. What he say? What he say?
He said Tyler Algier came back to volunteer training camp extra buff.
That's letting you
Extra
know
buff.
something.
He said he came extra buff. I said, okay, he really trying to be a tank. Cause even if we trade him and get some form, he know he can be a number one. I think he really finna show you this year.
I'm gonna be honest. If he does decide to go, I'm gonna tell you the honest to God truth. We got a couple of backs at Georgia that can come out and they'll be nice for here. Or I'm gonna give you a guy that you can take that didn't get drafted. Irv Mulligan out of Jackson State, the offensive player of the SWAC. At that running back spot. He liked that. And then you got Jada Byers, who was a 2,000-yard rusher at Virginia Union. It's hard to get 1,000 yards on any level, but 2,000 yards? Come on, man.
Yeah.
Jada Byers plays, I'll put it this way. He's a crossing between the Emmitt Smith and the Marshall Faulk. Best way to describe it. He does it all. But man, we definitely appreciate y'all coming through today. It's been beautiful. I know we said it was gonna be short, but Rich, K-Dub came in here and we ended up just going in, man. So we're gonna have an evaluation this week. So we got a few evaluation shows coming up for the draft. One of those shows, we have a former Falcon, Mr. Dewey McClain, one of the godfathers of the Grits Blitz defense, who we've interviewed, also a Georgia State representative as well in the Georgia community. He'll be coming on talking about what he saw, what he likes, what he wants to see out of the Falcons from that draft. And then also, outside of Dewey McClain coming through, we're actually going to have Jacoby Jones coming back, and he's going to talk about the contract levels of these guys. And then we have a personal trainer who also trained Brian Jordan and a few other former professional athletes named Sam Taylor. He came to the party or whatnot. That's my big cousin, by the way. Played with Sterling Sharp at South Carolina. Injury changed his trajectory, and he became a personal trainer, helping guys to get to that next level training, not just athletes, but also folks in the greater Atlanta community, promoting health as well. So we have him coming. And then May 2nd, we got Dale Ellis coming through, former Tennessee Volunteer, local Atlanta guy that played for the Seattle Supersonics, Denver Nuggets. Man, we have so much coming in. We got a former Atlanta Hawk also coming too, Mr. Ollie Johnson. Mr. K-Dub will be assisting me with that interview with the former Hawks legend as well. So, man, it's literally getting ready to be a jam-packed summer with a lot of stuff. Y'all just got to tune in, man. So, Richie, we appreciate you coming through, my brother, as always, man.
Man, I appreciate y'all, man. You know it. Boy, I've been sleeping like a baby.
Don't worry.
Man. Appreciate you, Rich.
We're gonna have a whole bunch more to talk about when we break this thing down, because we're gonna give draft grades and player comparisons. So we definitely want you to tap in for that show, my guy.
You know it.
Yes, sir. And K-Dub, I definitely appreciate you taking the time away from that kitchen, putting that food out here. Yeah. We definitely got to get we definitely got to get a plate or whatnot to go. I got to get a plate to go. So
for sure.
Appreciate you coming back through, my guy. And for the fans, y'all are never last, and y'all are damn sure not least. We always love y'all coming through here. So for those who missed the show today, you can always catch it on playback. And then we're going to have more shows, as we said, coming out soon. So sit back, relax. We got you covered, and we thank you guys for joining us. And please support all the Falcon content creators that are out here, because, again, we take time out of our personal lives to give you that entertainment and give you the information that you like. And we want to continue to do it, but you got to go ahead and support us, man, because Falcon Nation, we all like this here. We all a fist now. It's time to start swinging them dukes. So swing it, enjoy the weekend, have a drink, because Terry, you earned it, and you still earning it now. So for myself, K-Dub, and the rest of the Magnificent Bird, we'll catch you next time. Ghosts.